Hi there everybody, Flash Tasman returning with another episode of Suzerain. So let's jump onto the main screen and see where we got to. Trials of Democracy. Okay then. Excuse me, got a bit of a cough. Right, where are we? Let's have a look let's have a quick look around to see where we were. Okay. Right, here we go. Where were we? Where were we? Let's have a look. We've got a couple of things to look over here. The highway's still going along. Quick look at what this is. Young swords. Oh, blimey. Their stored police department found a decapitated body in an abandoned house where the victim was later identified as Kurt Liang, a high school teacher and a member of the local Swords Cultural Society. This doesn't sound pleasant. The victim was discovered to be tortured with hot iron rods before his tongue was cut off. Ooh, that's a bit unpleasant. Ooh, not very nice, is it? Ooh, a bit grisly. Well, we've got another report from over here. A Moordale mine disaster. A coal mine has collapsed in Moordale. Emergency response teams were dispatched immediately. Due to the sheer size of the disaster, additional manpower supplies were requested from nearby cities. Initial investigations showed that an underground fire was started due to neglecting working in working situations by the Nedham Mining Company. Ooh, 85 dead and counting. Oh dear. Where are we? Okay. Read report on the NFP on reforms. Casaro Kibena, leader of the NFP, has announced that today is completely against threshold reform. He specifically emphasises leader unwanted elements entering the assembly and is outright against any changes to 10% threshold. The National Front. Okay, I thought they were in Parliament. Hang on. Parliament overview. Legislature. Yeah, they are. They've got 40 seats. Yeah, okay. Of course they are, because it'll erode their support. Workers' Rights. The Workers' Rights Act of 1954, proposed by Albin and Clavin and supported by the Minister of Health, Pascal Bonniwell, has been prepared for the first draft reviews. Okay. That's split everybody. Not a surprise. Here we go. Ban youth organisations. Bit extreme, isn't it? An investigation into the influence of both the young swords and red youth organisations on the post-assassination arrest has concluded. Both organisations haven't officially organised or called for illegal actions, but several low to middle level leaders from both have links to insightful actions that led to deaths, injuries, and instability. This allows us to ban the right, let's ban them. I'm banning both of them. That might be a mistake, but I don't care. Country overview. See what they've got to say. Ban on affecting media. The administration has banned both anti-government organisations, Young Swords and Red Youth, but also states it's strictly illegal to carry symbols, clothing, or anything, or basically have any identify anything to do with the Red Swords or the Young Swords of the Red Youth. What a surprise. Yeah, have I made a mistake there, or what? Am I playing to the hands of those that say I'm an autocratic? Political freedoms restricted. Ooh. Yeah, I think I made a bit of mistake there, really. Yeah. Stop causing trouble, then. Anti-Red Youth and Anti-Young Swords operation. Upon receiving the order, thousands of officers conducted the cease and desist operations against the Red Youth and the Young Sword organisations. Our forces have closed hundreds of organisational offices and affiliated businesses all over the country. Additionally, judges have given orders to block all bank accounts and freeze all assets. Dozens of peaceful protests from members of each organisation were forcibly dispersed. Two separate shootouts in Jen and in Lechhaven, which likely wounded 5 officers. Most of the organisation capacity of both entities have ceased, but clean operations continue. Okay. Well, okay. I'm not sure if I made a mistake on that one. I was walking to my office since today was a day to edit and make the final proposals to the draft to the change of the Constitution of Sordland. The Reform Committee has bore tangible results and the draft changes are about to be presented to me. I walked into the marble corridors of the palace thinking about the huge decisions I was going to take. At the entrance to my office, my secretary Olivia greeted me. "Good morning, Mr. President." "Good morning, Olivia." "How are we today, sir?" "I'm perfectly fine." "Good to hear." Paused, took my coat. Looks as if she had something to say on her mind. "Mr. Rayne, can you give me a hint about the reforms plans? If you ask me, taking away judges' immunity is long overdue, but it might anger a lot of people in these halls." You're not right. "Take that into consideration. I hope you'll keep me informed. I'll take your coat now." Okay. Greetings. Good morning, Mr. President. Yep, let's crack on with it. After your modifications, we will be starting the process. Can we go over each of the points that are in discussion for the draft? Let's get started. Let's crack into it. Prudential vetoes. According to Article 77 and 82, the President may veto a bill by returning it to the Assembly with a written statement. The articles do not contain any information on how to override a veto. As a consequence, the President has an absolute veto power that cannot be overridden by the Grand National Assembly under any circumstances. The new Constitution will not conclude any veto powers. The President may not block any legislation passed by the National Assembly of Sordland. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's go with that one. I think it's going to... Let's go back. Let me just double check that one a second, actually. So we need to override a veto with a 3/5 majority, 6% majority. Yeah, because I still want a veto. Ooh, which road? Let's go with that one. That's the middle road, that one. According to Article 5 of the Constitution, an amendment may be proposed by members of the Assembly with at least 150 signatures, a 2/3 majority vote in the Grand National Assembly, and a simple majority vote in the Supreme Court is required for the amendment. As a consequence, the Supreme Court, which is not part of the elected legislature, has enormous powers in the amendment process. Yet we remove this Supreme Court. Impeachment process. According to Article 17, the President of Sordland is not responsible for the actions performed in the exercise of presidential duties, except in the case of high treason or violation of the Constitution. In such cases, the President may be impeached by the Supreme Court in joint session, with an absolute majority of its members. Therefore, impeachment process only includes the Supreme Court and gives them the great power of the executive. Let's just go the Assembly, because they're not voted for, so they can be manipulated by whatever faction they're a party of. Let's go with that one. Appointment of ministers. According to the Constitution, the President appoints ministers to the Council of Ministers from elected members of the Assembly. This requires no confidence vote from the Grand National Assembly. The President's confidence vote will be required. The President may nominate ministers which require a confidence vote from the Grand National Assembly. Confidence vote. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not gonna change that because I don't see why I should do. According to Article 50, a political party needs a minimum of 10% of the total national vote to win seats in the Grand National Assembly. The vote of parties who pass the session are redistributed proportionally, meaning the USP, which holds the leads, would be the main beneficiary. Decrease the threshold to 8%. The new Constitution will have an 8% threshold for political parties. This will allow the Workers' Party of Bludia and the Communist Party of Sordland to be elected in the next elections. Decreased to 3%, the new Constitution will have a 3% threshold for political parties. This would allow smaller parties to be elected. Right, let's go with 8. Yeah, that's a tough one actually, because it's like asking my party to vote for this is like asking chickens to turkey to vote for Christmas. Let's go with that. According to Articles 18 and 51, the President is able to issue decrees on political, social and economic issues that would carry force of law. They could not contradict the Constitution on the subject to judicial review. Therefore, the President may issue decrees in many subjects without going through the Grand National Assembly. However, the Assembly may pass legislation on the same subject to override the presidential decrees. Yeah, for me, we'll not be able to issue decrees that do not carry for. Yeah, basically, for me, it's a no-brainer. The Parliament's got to support what the President does, because otherwise it's a dictatorship. According to the Constitution, the President shall be elected for 4 years. However, there is no mention of a term limit, allowing one individual to run to be elected and service without limits. This is an American thing, two terms. I'm not bothered about that. You know, it's if they're popular, good enough. That's only if you're worried about dictatorships. But then if you've got a strong constitution underneath that, you'll be fine. So I'm not going to change that. Immunity of justices. The Constitution gives justices of the Supreme Court total immunity and describes no procedure of impeachment, making them untouchable by any of the branches of government. Supreme Court judges the Supreme Court justices may be proposed to be impeached on legal grounds of unconstitutional behaviour. Valid impeachment proposal requires 2/3 majority. Yep, I'm going for that one. Let's reduce the power of the justices. What's this? Article 99 of the Constitution defines a Member of Honour title. Its appointment procedure as well as the rights of its members may exist. A Member of Honour is an absolute immunity and is considered to be a permanent member of the Grand National Assembly. They are given their own personal security team provided by the state's presidential guards. A member is also eligible to live in a private residence provided by the state for free. The only person else is title is Tarquin Sol. Yeah, abolish it. Done. Go on then. After the final amendments, I showed it to the team. They read the changes, discussed amongst themselves. Lucian spoke afterwards. It looks like the amendments are ready to be proposed, but I have this to say. The electoral threshold will be really difficult for the party to accept. Our guys are not fond of that idea. Yeah. They're not reforming the minister laws will also be frowned upon by the party. Assembly members have insisted on getting involved in the process. That's true. It will be tough to get all of the support. Some of the members may try openly to fight against this. I'm prepared to reconsider if it comes to that. Yeah. We'll do our best to make it work, sir. In the comments before we proceed, I will say that I do not agree with the new law that gives absolute power to. Okay, of course you're not. I'm also against Chief Justice and the. But even get rid of them. But even if we get them, all the new judges will be less independent within the law. This is yeah. Protection to the job, otherwise new report. Yeah, okay, massive. Yeah. However, he turned to me. I'm sure you will be fine, but with all the happening like that, you'll prepare against these threats one way or the other. Yep. It's not yet changed. It's not yet. We'll prepare in the meantime. Yep. See now. Time it was. We'll start strong pitch to get them behind you, but I advise you to talk to leaders of both conservative and reformist wings of the party. The Calvin supports the rooms already. Miss Tory will be in the real problem. She's a real heavyweight after we left. Okay. Put your well versed in speeches. Just make sure you get them hyped up about the reforms. Thanks for the advice. Okay. Check hands. Okay, there's something less. Let's have a quick look what this is. Yeah. Okay, that's reform news. Sordland today. More more just waffle. And President Rayne annual Benfy Festival. Okay, that's just about a big party. Nothing national I need to worry about. Nope, there. Okay, let's get over to what's happening in Latchhaven. Business Council members, we're in Latchhaven to work with the Business Council to assess the weaknesses in the economy. Simon organised a dinner with affluent economic figures of Sordland. We arrived, the streets are bustling with activity. Even the atmosphere in the country was tense. Latchhaven didn't seem very worried. Together with Walter Tusk, Edith Agnock, this fellow and Simon Hall, we entered the renowned Astoria restaurant by the coast. A short blonde man with embroidered pocket and red manager greeted us, waved his arms in excitement to show how pleased he was to have us. Fair enough. Being with pride, he led us to a private room and got a seat at a large table covered by a maroon tablecloth. We served by waiters taking our orders. I recommend the Latchhaven salmon, President. You have to taste it. It's best in Sordland. Order Latchhaven salmon. Yep. Order salad. Service principal serve the bread and water. Private ring. I don't have the possibility to thank you for coming today. Your presence means a great deal. Indeed, it is an honour to dine with you. Yeah. Here, members of the Business Council. Yeah, we should think. Yeah. Okay. Why do I get the impression this is all going to go south? I just got the impression this is not going to go well. That's amazing. Best of Lesbia, the Chateau Felon Co. 1934. I took a sip, it was bitter. It tastes like any other wine. How delicate character. You may be tasting the Oakwood barrels. But maybe it's goose, but it's definitely not for my case here, Mr. President. Oh well. A glass. That yeah, put my foot in there, didn't I? Today. Okay. Policies. We'll stop the session. On honour, yeah, more just platitudes. Pass for Sordland. Our meals. Nice restaurant. Resident. Fine foods of fine art. This one is a particular masterpiece. Yeah, go on, that sounds about right. You mean embody some after making food when you want. There's art in everything. Okay. Yeah. Pretty would do was high. Argument, and we both stopped to listen. Knows the right way about doing business. Their approaches to the world is real and more. I prefer the cultural approach in comparison to the niceties. Well, I mean, it's a nice country to visit too. I've travelled there often on businesses. The attitude on all countries are nice to visit if you have the cash. True. Stay silent. Money does not turn the world around. Travel is the best you can buy with it. Stay silent. It is important. It certainly depends on what you're looking for. Cultural tourism doesn't require a fancy hotel. Last time I went somewhere for that sort of thing, it was at university. Even then, even then, we had our wild times thanks to Conrad's connected entourage. Also, Walter is taking us down the rabbit hole again. By the way, I saw the construction of the eye has already started. I have my concerns about that company, but I hope they do a good job. I expect the project will bring new investment for Magnolia. Their mood has already become positive. Leaf Package was also a great investment. It has saved many businesses from declaring bankruptcy. Yeah. Yeah, let's play it down. Yeah. New Villa was a bit much, especially the economy of people suffering. Where is the property? Villa in the outskirts of Conriat. It's just as modern has some swimming pool and a small golf course. Small golf course in the property. Great city by listing. Let's just keep it polite. Demand and supply market will see as always. 3 seconds. Come on, let's not talk about financial politics for now. We have come here to relax. I agree. Yeah, that was me. So it's doing. Tell us strong character of yours. You brought up in the capital and experienced power shift as it happened. It must have been tough. I tried to leave my past behind and focus on today. It's who we have become that matters. Yeah, let's just go with that. I've met your family's president. How are they doing? If you don't mind me asking. So don't talk about we don't talk much as big president. They do great. We have no problems. Yeah, that's true. He's a little shy. Let's just keep. Let's be real. That was my biggest problem. Yeah. Okay. What is the point of this meeting other than to meet these people? Need for economics and politics. Thankfully, over president seems to more. Turn to me. Alpha Service Influence all reformists. I was going to say thank you. A correction. It's politics. It wasn't his politics this tournament. It was the old guard. Yeah. Yeah. Of course it was. They were a big threat. Yeah. Everyone quiet. Oh. Bought some whiskey out. Good looking bottle. Toast. Toast. That one. And together for being here. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Hotel restaurant. Moment please. Small VIP lounge. Follow him. Should I get shot? Information, but I'd like to say a few things about this special. Since this was a special evening, sure, if you have to. List of people. It won't be easy passing the Constitution through the Assembly and Supreme Court. Yeah, we know. As with their few economic requests. Census is what we see twice in economic direction. You're promoting a market economy. Interest collaborative further shared interests. Who be supportive among there are many who put their trust in you. Walter smiled, he looked me in the eye. You rejected our previous discreet offer to pick Underhall construction for the execution of the first mega infrastructure project. Of course it would. We are aware upcoming tax meeting would help settle actually if private corporations were given a tax cut. The British economy with job creation, of course, and the positive side of it will be our support to the administration through the entire term. I will give a large private corporation a cap reduction. I will make tax decisions objectively. You can't promise you anything. Be friends. Maybe we can. I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Glad to hear this. to ask. On the third thought, I have to reject. I will give a private. Oh, I'm told. Oh shit, I didn't want to press that. Oh well. He smiled. I think I've just got into bed with all the tusk. I don't really want to do that. That was a mistake. Oh, that was a big mistake. I'm going to pay for that. Oh well. Bit of draft being drafted, that's fine. Meets with the Business Council. 112 dead in that thing. Up here, what you say? Car bomb attacking Arvery. Okay, nothing to worry about there. So down here, more reports. School poisoning. Got her locked up for 60 years. Okay. Anything over here? Budget allocation. Okay. Massive allegation. Up our work. Government budget. Okay. Why? Reckon from trade agreements, fine. Before we begin, it's enabling to mention claims may differ from our administration. We must agree the freedom of expression must be protected at all costs. I agree. Myself, you Falkland. Believe both. You broke up notice Lucy looking at her and then in the stony sunlight. Let's leave the T. Okay. Call a separate meet with me. Yep, I'm fine with that. Let's see. Maintaining support and the options regarding the budget for member government with increased, maintain and decreased funding. Increasing result, improvement from that branch will unlock new policy options, maintain it, will keep funding. Okay. Can we rely on the private sector? Can we rely on the private sector? Customer must be protected, not tainted by, yeah. Again, British with NHS. It depends how private sector gets involved, but anyway. Making the choices, kind of ripple effects, yeah. We have to be careful as to what we fund, so we have resources remaining for another investment project. We have to okay, and if we fail to improve our economy, the promises don't mean much in the big picture, fair enough. What's my opinion on budget? We obviously be able to go into debt to invest in different branches. Though debt is possibly unnecessary, as it would be dent our financial system, worsen the economic crisis if we push it too far. A point from me as well, everyone still discussing this. Lucian says, a point from me as well to everyone before the discussion, given the current state of the country, the economic situation is a political priority right now, none more so than ever. The budget will also be applicable to our entitlement is very critical we plan correctly. Let's begin then. Which branch we discussed first? Education, because that's what I promised to sort out. It's lacking not only in fund but also in modern curricular principles. That is wasting our youth. I advocate two things: increasing the budget would remove and to improve access to education, and the education reform, yeah, is lacking in compared to both Acacia, the capitalists, and United Container, which are the communists. When it comes to education levels, the backbone of any country is the people. I agree. We need to ensure the next generation is well educated. Leah Scraff doesn't agree because the very system that you insult. Oh, she's a hardliner. I really don't like her. Sordland is Sordland. I agree with Lisa. Sordland is Sordland, and there's another hardliner. I must remind you that we promised we were going to focus on education during our campaign. Okay, so it's high time we invest in education. We can't let the people down. I'm not taking sides. Let's hear about military. Hear about I voice my opinions. One big is he's come whether we like it or not. Next year, yeah, he's right there as well. Mr. President, you and I share responsibility to protect this nation from its enemies. I intend to do that to my last breath. As if Wunberg doesn't make a move against Sordland in the next 2 to 3 years, then my name is not IS Lancia. His control of his volume of his voice. Let's get back. They can argue makes increasing our budget for the army. There it is. When there is an enemy on our doorstep waiting for us to make the wrong move. Yeah. Right, pardon my theatrics. Here's matter. Yeah. Well, here's an argument. The armed forces does nothing but eat away financial resources destined for our people while stoking fears of an upcoming war. The real issue can be solved dramatically. What kind of a message are we sending to them and the whole if we suddenly start ramping up our military budget? We do have to be able to defend ourselves. Exactly. Oh, I don't know. I'm stuck. Let's go military, because let's have the military on our side. Let's discuss healthcare. Our healthcare system is vast and provides free services to most of our citizens. However, the quality of healthcare is far worse in low-income and rural areas. Therefore, it should receive more funding to address disparity. I agree. The most recent have recently begun an investigation into healthcare, and numbers are not good. Due to spending on health, at least need to maintain it, otherwise we're putting lives at risk. Analysis that would happen if the pandemic struck Sordland. However, the results for healthcare, yeah, basically we're screwed. Yeah. Discuss law enforcement. Decrease funding laws from besides police force and raise salaries. We have to maintain all threats. Yeah. Stretch thin. Clear the throat. Certainly, high priority, however, for tackling internal corruption is far higher importance than increasing our police presence. I agree. Divide will resolve that. Corruption is still rampant in the police and law won't help us. That is very true. Yeah. I agree. We should not reward the structure itself for increasing the number of human rights violations. Police is there to serve and protect. One who allows us to take care of our police forces. Yeah, we need to get rid of corruption. Everyone, well then, it's time to decision on the budget to come. Take everything on my table. Right. Health. Health. I want to maintain health. Next. Education. We're going to increase education. Next. Law enforcement. We're going to... If we increase law enforcement, final budget. -1. Hang on. Back. So if I go right, so we're going to go. We're maintaining health. We're increasing education. We're going to order. Forget that. If I go next, that gives us military. We increase military, but we're going to maintain. Do I go into 2? We're going to maintain law enforcement, and we're going to increase military. We're done. Are you sure? Yes. I promised education, so I'm going to do it. I finished allocating the budgets. Okay. This is worrying, agreed. Law enforcement. Change. Education. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to fuse that on future education. Military is next. serve. Keep the military on side. Good. Yeah, we're maintaining it. Yeah, deal with it basically. Okay. I'll be here without you. Yeah. Concluded. Country overview. Government budget. Aftermath and 18 hours of negotiations. Didn't feel like 18 hours. This government, the Swedish government budget for the current term has been finalised. The government envisages spending 27 billion Sordland, whatever they are, SRs, almost 60 million more than this year. Okay. Fine. Continue. Signatures underway to increase support. We might have to compromise on that, but I am not surprised, and I'm happy to compromise because I don't think I'd press some white buttons in the first place. But ooh, chapter 2, a new Sordland. Ooh, we survived chapter 1. That's an achievement, anyway. This music, I've got my headphones on, my music is deafening me. Right, let's have a look around the old right, so they want to chat. Right, so we deal with they want to chat. Let's just start from the top and see what they want. Offshore drilling is increased. Agnolia has started a new oil drilling operation very close to the putative territory of Hedgie Island. Oh, you're kidding me. Basically, they're gonna have a war with each other. Yeah, they are gonna have a war with each other. Not careful. That's not good. Right, so let's start from the top. What they want: military equipment outdated. I said military capabilities against potential Wurmberg attack. The results show that military equipment is outdated and needs replaced as soon as possible. I've increased the budget, so you know, deal with it. You got more money. What's going on over here? Education. 80%. We know. Education in rural areas is crap. Massive network of Vice Minister discovered a large-scale underground network of BFF that encompasses all citizens in Bergia. Under the disguise of a state-sanctioned priesthood, the BFF have recruited hundreds, possibly thousands of nudity worshippers, including. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not sure about that. That's going to get us pushes more towards extremism. Benfey Regional Airport overcrowded. Benfey Regional Airport is for an investment to build an international airport for the city. And that's could be our next one. So up here now, let's have a quick look at the news before I dive back into that one. Latchaven League of Women March. Hundreds of Sword women marched for gender equality. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And geopolitical Navy force signal and drill to retreat from Hedgeland. Driven away. We know about that. Yeah, that's a concern because they've got a big navy. Acacia fires a big missile towards the direction of United Contana. That's not going to end well. We're like smack dab in the middle of it as well. Okay. What Joyce budget -1. Oh dear. Okay. Workers' Rights Act. Section 1 establishes a maximum wage of 2.5 Swedish Ren per hour. Section 2 sets a weekly maximum of 6 hours of labour, 6 hours a week. Section 3 establishes a double overtime pay per hour after a 40-hour week. Section 4 determines that workers are to be protected against occupational hazards and to provide humane work conditions. Section 5 establishes that migrant or undocumented workers, well, I'm not sure about that, if any. Okay, fine. Signed it. It's done. Let's see how that goes down. New long workers' rights. Okay, fine, they like it. To law, as accused, they don't like it, but they've just killed 112 people, so I don't really care what they say. Bill signed radical, they're going to... Yeah, again, they like it, but they also think I'm up to no good anyway, because they're radical. So it's, national debt's getting bigger, but it will do because of the decisions I've taken. Let's hope that doesn't come to bite me on the rear end. Where do we start? Let's start with this one. Nice evening walk with the other half. Decided to go out for a walk before dinner. Our favourite place for a stroll was nearby Captain Pot, the large green space in Holsland. Before the children were born, we spent many hours in deep conversation alongside River Promenade. Another favoured path round through the woods behind the potential presidential housing complex on a private pond where the children could swim in the summer. I was told Solomon himself had built it. The benefits of being president. Monica met me at the door and put on her coats and hats. I was going to suggest we walk towards Sol Square, but the guards told me it's close for yet another protest. I wonder what they're protesting about this time. Doesn't matter, they're two sides of the same coin. Yeah. The Anton University would never have said that. Oh well. Yeah, let's go with that one. I'm not sure Capital Park is a wise idea either. In this climate, you're right. It's not with security risks. That's nonsense. We have guards, nothing prepared. Let's go to Capital Park. Okay, if you say so, let's go. Before the children get home, I informed the guards our route and we left the house. The guards followed us with a black Cadillac as we exited the gates, walking briskly. We reached Capital Park in minutes. As I entered the spot, Monica broke the silence. How was your day? Paperwork and usual nightmare. Yeah. I don't know. Imagine you might find that stimulating. What about your day? Oh, it was fine. I caught up with some reading while the children were at school. As we reached River, we saw Ines Connor, a former Minister of Justice, walking in the opposite direction. I remember that Naya Morgna used to be his Vice Minister. He gave us a quick nod of acknowledgement. Ernest had once fought hard and strong against Sol's judiciary reforms, but after years of government blocking his every move, he gave up on his ideas and became a part of the administration. What did your ideals mean if they could not be changed so easily? What about the people we idolized? Evelyn also came around for tea. She says hi. She was feeling rather low, though apparently she and Peter have had a bit of a disagreement. Yeah, apparently Peter's a bit of a maverick. Apparently Peter had too much risk as usual and didn't behave when Evelyn's father came over for dinner yesterday. You know, Peter, what do you think of this? Potentially pickled. I'll have a talk with him. Aren't you glad you don't have these kind of quarrels? Oh yeah, that's a bit heartless. Oh well, okay. Silence speaks volumes. You know, Evelyn hasn't been the same since what happened to her at Holsworth Post last year. Remember, she got fired for supporting her fiancé. Peter tried everything to get a job back, but it didn't work. A sad day for journalism and free speech in Sordland, says a man that banned 2 youth organisations. Massive hypocrisy there. I completely agree, a sad day indeed, but enough about the Vetoes. Janice, who? Yeah. You remember your friend from university, we were in storage lecture class together. In the red hair, just gone forward, we had dinner, her husband once or twice. Like a bell. I still don't remember, but go on. Anyway, she's been working as an executive assistant in the Violet Pictures film studio. She became pregnant and asked her boss for paid maternity leave, and guess what? She got fired for it. Look at the cut from a Castile point. That after asking maternity, that's terrible. Yeah, I agree. She told me that's not all about the immediate replacement of the younger, less experienced man, son of executive no less. They must have wanted him in there all along. This is for what they did to her. So as it happens, another friend works for a television station, so I'm secretary, so I connected the two together. That doesn't solve the deeper problem though. True, exactly. I knew you'd be on the same page. Women in this country are still seen as wiser mothers and human beings second. Harassed at work, underpaid, blocked from positions of power, and those are the lucky ones. Yeah. What? Yes, I will do what I'll do what I can to change that. It can't be you. These are going to successful woman. We sat down. My point. I know the mayor of will be delivering a speech opening of the Benfleet Festival. Instead, he's one of the most influential politicians. He's thought his career in Benfleet rising to power. Okay, replacing with Michael would anger him, not enough to cause a major incident, but enough to amount to support me in the assembly. Sordland. Badly, I have to be careful with my promises. Have to be Professor can't meet you another time. It's been 1,000 against Professor Mills watching his speech on Sordland. Can't wait any longer. What's the worst that could happen? Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to end well. Yeah. There's some page to make our way back home. Otherwise, we'll end up like. He failed his ideas weren't the reason. Take another guess. Colonel Sal. Okay, guess again. Exactly, back down his ideas and never knows him for what he actually is. Again. Too much to me, spineless. Okay then. Remember me as a trooper formed from the country. That or dead. Of course, lead the way. There. Okay. Right. Okay, so we've got more new snippets to read. Let's have a quick look at that. Planted a bomb. Police. Confessor plans it. Okay. We sent 154 years in prison. Okay. They'll BFF bombs a police station. More terrorism from lots of different resources. What's going on over here? Well, they're not attacking each other yet. So we've got red use, charged with terrorism and treason. Okay, we're at prison space. Excuse me. Okay. Let's have a general staff convene at Camp Strongarm. A session much shorter than excluding the positive military analysis of Sordland's field capabilities. And praise administration efforts to strengthen multiple. Fine, military happy. Decision. Let's go with this one. I'm preparing extensive regional investment packages to revitalise one of three fragile regions by boosting massive budgets. Okay, so President Rayne, one of the following regions: Bergia. Okay, have I just clicked Bergia without? I've just for Bergia. I was hoping it would actually let me look at them. Oh well, but that's the one that needs a big airport anyway. Okay. I was hoping it would let me look at them. Another Dyer, BFF. Jesus. Condemns Ocasian soldiers in Lesbia. Criticizes the government for bringing Ocasian soldiers close to Port Wellen. Agreed assembly based on Lesbia station. ATO soldiers. Ocasian soldiers in Lesbia. Okay. Where's Lesbia? Lesbia's there. So basically, let me read that one again. Geopolitical. Arcasian soldiers. So Lesbia is budding up with Arcasia. Ew. I'm actually not bothered about that because we actually want to be close to Lesbia, Arcasia anyway. Because they're the democratic lot. Right, let's have a now. Let's go to Project application for law enforcement. This is going to be a fun conversation. I was in my office reading reports from ministers of the current session of the protests. It's nearly illicit. Some knocks on the door and said, took a seat. Alias are absent. Late, apparently, it says urgent matter. TH has finished, can't take long. What's the urgent matter? Major. Okay, well, wait, we'll have a little chat. It's we, yeah, we're a team. It's actions what matter. Sure, she leans forward. Hang on. This was the best thing I've done in my life, yeah. Yeah, what can I do? Ben, knocks on the door, she enters the room, Mr. President. No, we're discussing a few things. Matter over who should get supplies, nothing major. What can I do? All up gets in further into debt. Before we begin, you're called to boost police to react. Main public safety. Okay. Straight to it. Situation of the law enforcement. Go ahead. No, Justice is working in close collaboration with the Ministry to address protests across the country. But thanks to hard work of our judiciary, law enforcement assigned to by the Ministry are doing their jobs efficiently. Of course, successful forces on the ground not due to just a bunch of our government. Oh, they don't get on with each other. Dampen my hopes of funding in the force. Yeah, here we are. Mass protests. Situation. It's not what's in. What do you want me to do? Regardless, this means that we have to deal with the growing court backlog. I had to make sacrifices. Sordland. None. Bad. Ministry, me too. Close and riffle as they argue. They don't get on with each other. So long as they're arguing, they won't be harassing me for stuff. Right, how long have we been going for? 50 minutes. Right, we'll deal with these two here. That is about briefing, construction issues. I don't know. I'm not going to have that conversation. Visit thousands of people employed for construction of the new highway. But the main purpose of visit to resolve a strike that is the date of the deadline. The mayor welcomes as I mentioned. We took a brief tour of the city. We gathered. Oh, great. Okay. Then we moved to the meeting and began. Has reached out to us to request more funds. As per the report they sent us to finish the highway on time, they realised the capital is necessary due to on the new labour laws. Scheduled construction to finish but missed the target with the current trajectory. It's unacceptable. Cheap offer wasn't technically possible. Now that we've requested more funds, we have to cover the increased costs. Why do you need the extra money? They need unforeseen expenses that came from the new workers. A couple shipment companies have also contacted us increased costs. They must have control of construction projects. One thing is certain, our administration must avoid working themselves in future. Oh, be quietly, yes. Mistakes happen in any project. I'll let them figure it out. What's your decision, Mr. President? We don't have the funds to spare. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like her at all. Thank you, everyone. After the meeting. Yeah, that's not surprising. You knew that was going to come up. It's bound to come up. It's a no-brainer, really. Whichever. Tracing was one of the largest hubs in the entire continent. It's not anymore. Just walked in. Nice to see you again. Good evening, Mr. President. Good afternoon. Vetoes start collecting documents while the others took their seats. Before we start, I'd like to mention some rumours that I heard. with many business holders. There's a section about minimum wage. It's the same. What is unfortunate that the vote was collected this late. Yeah, neither responded. Patiently, everyone was ready. Just his glasses. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone here for their work on our tax reform system. You turn to me. Goal is end of this session. We need to determine a direction, Mr. President. Do we maintain decreased taxes for large corporations? There's some room for strong opinions on this one. This is not going to be a nice conversation. And probably increase start large corporations and then move to small businesses. What is that coming for increased taxes? If we decrease taxes for large corporations, we are barely functional with help of taxes. We could increase taxes for small business. Isn't so much else to see a good idea. Current state of economy. I think this is a great idea. Me too. You'd have them on your good side solving the recession. I agree. Being there alive would come in handy. Okay, let's count with for increased taxes to option. That comes in shambles. Could we balance it by decreasing taxes and put some relief on them? Okay. As a session, this is through the trade and economic contribution of large corporations. Increase their taxes will turn them on you. Increasing their taxes will have disastrous results, making them yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's keeping where things are. Making nothing will change. Yeah, we've got to do something. Yeah. Okay. Let's get his opinion. Anything, although it doesn't seem possible. International trade is driven mostly by products of these corporations, backed by our economy. Yeah, now let's make a decision. Very well. We'll decrease tax on corporation and balance the budget in the case of small taxes. Yeah, that's not going to go down well. Okay. Oh, then I've taken an action possible, increasing tax for small business, and there will be tax break for corporations. Yeah. Thanks, Simeon. Okay then. Oh, that's a lot of news. Let's save the news articles bashing me for increasing taxes on the small companies and call it a day. I hope you enjoyed that. That's exhausting. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and likes, comments, let me know how you've done in your game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next one. Thanks, bye.